Tom and Terry, the terrific tractors. Tom and Terry, my twin tractors. Tom and Terry, my twin tractors. Aren't they cool? I have been accused today, though, of being a fake farmer. And I had a giggle because my tractors don't work. We bought them broken. They just look nice because they're painted up. But they are not, they're fake. They don't do anything. They're just in my garden to look good. I love them, but I am a fake farmer because I don't farm with my tractor. And it got me thinking about being fake and not being genuine and what causes the challenge that we have. All those words, fake, cheating, not loyal, lack of integrity, you know, those horrible words that often get used about people usually. And I wondered, how do we get that reputation? If somebody says that you are lacking in integrity or somebody says that you're fake. Now, I am a fake farmer, and that is exactly true. And the person that said that, they were being truthful, and we had a great giggle about it. But if I was pretending in any area of my life, if I was cheating, so I was being something or aiming to create something for the world to see that I wasn't, how would that make me feel? And of course, one of the things that I have to deal with, and it's not a positive thing most days, is people who cheat. I am the director of an education college at the Max International Colleges. I have students all over the world, and they come from all different cultures and all different backgrounds and all different levels of integrity. And the word cheat is a very hard word, so I've got to be very careful. But there's that interesting quote that says there's no such thing as a half-truth, it's just a full lie. And I'm not sure where kind of cheating is taken over by you are a cheat. And I'm sharing that with you because a lot of people aim to do just enough to get by or less. So I want to get the piece of paper, I want to get the qualification, I want the world to think that I'm a qualified exercise professional, I'm a qualified business person, and I know how to grow a business. And I just, as a side note there, the Max International Colleges, the business diploma, the international business diploma, the only outcome of that is that you know how to start a business, grow a business, market a business, set up the sales system for a business, the customer service system, the workplace health and safety system, the sustainability system, everything about a business, you have to know how to do it. There's a lot of people that go to university and do a business degree, but if I ask them, can you run a business? Can you start a business, grow a business, market a business? The answer is usually no. I just did this degree to get a great job. And that, I think, is sad. And I'm sharing this with you because whatever education you do, shouldn't there be an outcome? Because I think that if you've paid a lot of money to get a business degree, you should be able to run a business. That's just, and that might be I might be delusional, but I just think that that would be a great outcome. And if I pay for that and I don't get that, then somebody's cheated me. That's how I would feel. And this is a very controversial and confronting conversation. I get that. But one of the challenges that I also have is that you and I as consumers, and I'll use the exercise profession as a classic for this. If I go to a gym or I go to a personal training studio or I go to somebody who I'm going to put my life in their hands, my health, my fitness, my strength, my mental toughness, my immune system, my digestive system, my endocrine hormonal system, if I'm going to put that in somebody's hands to look after, to give me advice, I would like to think that they haven't cheated their way through their education. They haven't done just enough to get by. They've put in 100% effort to get 100% results so they can help me at 100% of what I need. And I think that as consumers, we deserve that. Now, that's for the exercise profession. If you go to a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer, wouldn't it be nice to know that they didn't do just enough to get by? They didn't cheat their way through the program. They're not a fake farmer. Now, I live in an area in the South Island of New Zealand where you can't be a fake farmer here. It's windy, it's hot, it's dry, it's snowy, it's misty, it's harsh. And there's the reputation of the farmers from Central Otago of the South Island of New Zealand is they're tough bastards down there. They're really tough people. And you have to be to live here. You can't fake it. And I'm asking very personally, and I always ask for our kids, our future adults, if we're living as fake people, if we're pretending, if we're only doing just enough to get by, if we're lacking in integrity, and I'll use that as an example, if I go to law school and I do just enough to get by, and then I set myself up as a lawyer, and somebody needs my help to stay out of jail or to any legal situation where they're challenged and they really need a good lawyer, and I can't help them because I did just enough to get by in my law degree. I think there's a whole heap of things there, but cheating certainly comes to mind, lack of integrity comes to mind, being fake certainly comes to mind. And I don't want our kids to see that, and I don't want our kids to even think that that's okay. But they're going to think it's okay if they can see it in the adults in their life. I use, again, all the fads and fashions and pills and powders and potions and programs that people use to try and lose weight. Even if they worked, they're a cheat's way of doing it. Now, I always say I'm not going to get into the argument, but if we think we can take a pill or a powder or a potion or some weird crazy program that has nothing to do with how the human body works, and we're going to use that as a cheat's way to lose weight, what would that be telling the people in our life, apart from what it's going to tell ourselves? If I want to get fit, I've got to get puffed. If I want to be strong, I've got to overload my muscles and bones. I've got to lift something heavy. I have to do that. There's no cheat's way to do that. There's no quick way to do that. There's no pill, powder or potion I can take to be a healthy, fit, strong human being. If I'm fit and strong, I'm more likely to be healthy, so I've got to get puffed and I've got to lift heavy. That's just how it works. Why would we try and cheat that system? And why in our own headspace, and here's an interesting question, if you're not happy, if you don't wake up satisfied with your life, if you don't love living your life, is there a question to be asked, why not? What am I doing in my life that doesn't give me internal satisfaction? Now, a lot of people say they're not happy because of the weather or because they've got horrible people in their life, because the government's doing crazy things or because the interest rates are too high. If those things are controlling our happiness, that would be, to me, very sad, because they're things I have no control over. I have complete control over my insides, my healthy, fit, strong physical insides and my healthy, fit, strong psychological brain insides. I get to control that. And if I'm pretending to be something, if I'm cheating my way through something, and there's a great quote, because I live with an elite athlete, there's not one elite athlete on the planet that has put in less than 100% effort without regret. If you go to compete knowing that you haven't trained at 100% effort, and even if you win the game, even if you win the competition or the championship, how do you feel on the inside? Oh, wow, I've got the gold medal, but I cheated my way to the gold medal. We laugh at this house because the house is full of medals and trophies. But you could actually go to the shop and buy those. You could go to the trophy store and buy a world championship medal. You could buy an Olympic gold medal. I'm sure that somebody would make one for you. But how would you feel if you just put that on display and said, this is me, I'm a world champion, but you never earned that? And that's what I'm asking, and this is a very personal thing again, because I have a lot of parents who say to me, Rowie, it's very tough at Max that you expect your students to get 100% for everything. Interestingly, and I always use this example, if I'm going to the cardiologist or to the brain surgeon to cut my heart open or cut my head open, I don't want somebody that didn't do well at their education. I don't want somebody that even did 99% in the exam. I want to know that they got 100% and they're continually learning, because otherwise I'm going to be in serious trouble. Well, as an exercise professional, I believe that what we do is even more important than doctors, neuroscientists or neurosurgeons for that matter, and cardiologists, because we prevent people from having to end up at a top-level medical professional. We prevent and cure disease, and 80% of the killer diseases in the world are caused by inactivity. So as exercise professionals, we get to prevent disease and get rid of disease. Why would you want to cheat your way through that? Why would you want to do just enough to get by? Why would you want to, and this is one of the challenges that I get people that cut and paste things from Google and then present it as their own stuff, apart from the fact that that's plagiarism and that is illegal. Why would you do that? That's just somebody else's opinion. You don't know what the person in Google said is true. The only way that you know that this exercise program will work for you and your clients, that this eating plan will work for you and your clients, is if you know your anatomy and physiology, and not know it 50% of it or 30% of it or even 95% of it. Anatomy and physiology needs to be learned, understood and applied, and you have to keep learning because it's a skill. It's like playing the piano. You can have the talent to play the piano. You can think, well, yes, I've got a good understanding of how the human body works. But if you're not constantly learning, there's stuff that you forget. And I've been learning every day about the human body for the last 40 plus years, and I'm still learning every day, and I still feel like I know nothing, which is why I have a bit of a giggle when, and if I didn't giggle, I would cry, by the way. Or I have students who hand stuff to me or say to me, Rowie, this is my final knowledge check, or this is my final admissions to become a qualified exercise professional, and it's half an effort. Why would you want to go out and help people to be healthy, fit and strong and not having put in 100% effort? Not one athlete on the planet has put in less than 100% effort without regret. Surely, if you're an exercise professional, a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, an engineer, if you've put in less than 100% and then you go and call yourself any of those things, you're going to be in trouble. I live in a house that is wind-proofed because the wind engineer that came, it was an enormous bill that he gave us. But the day that our house was being blown about by 160 kilometre hour winds, I loved my wind engineer, and I'm really glad that he did very well at engineering school because our house was rock solid. There was lots of houses in the area that weren't rock solid. I'm sharing all of this with you because I think there's a lot of unhappy people in the world, and maybe one of the reasons is that we're pretending, we're faking, we're not genuine, we don't have integrity. If you aren't living to the person that you want to be, is it possible that you will feel unhappy? So be like me, and if you don't know it, just say, I don't know that, but I'm going to go and research and find out. I want to learn about all of this stuff, so I'm going to go do it. I love just being straight down the line. I don't know. This is me. If you don't like me, that's okay. I'm well, and I know that I'm old, but I'm well and truly over trying to please other people and do things to make other people like me. I have to like myself. And if I cheat or I lack integrity or I'm pretending to be somebody else, how could I possibly like myself? That's what Romax is all about, living your life to the max, being you and keep becoming a better you. Fitter, stronger, healthier, wiser. Wouldn't that be a great way to live your life? And my two mates behind me, Tom and Terry, my twin tractors, they add massive value to my life. I know that they can't go anywhere, but wouldn't I have been disappointed if I'd bought tractors that were supposed to be working and they didn't? I would feel that whoever sold me those tractors had a lack of integrity. May we live our life with integrity, with being the person that we love to be and being really proud of that person. Wouldn't that be a great way to live? So that when somebody says to you, how are you? You can say, super duper doo, I am amazing and I love my life every single day. Woohoo! Tom and Terry, the twin tractors. Tom and Terry, the twin tractors. Woohoo!